All right, so let's jump into one of the most important things when we start to talk about risk management and tying in security into risk management. We really get into the discussions about frameworks. And frameworks are very, very important for us. They help give us standard ways that we can meet needs within the organization. From the federal government and the NIST 800 series using RMF or CMMC or DFARS using the 853 controls, to the control objectives for IT and the exact ISACA risk IT framework, as well as any of the IT management of services within the framework of the ISO 27000 series. So these frameworks come in very, very handy whenever you're looking for a structured approach to risk management. If you've done enough research over your career, you probably have seen these at least rear their ugly heads in a way that allows you to understand that there's a lot of overlap between these frameworks. There's only so many ways that we can say access control or auditing or physical security. And so these frameworks, although they're subtly different, many of them kind of coalesce into much of the same vernacular, much of the same controls, and it really gives us that structured approach to applying these frameworks to our organization. And by doing that, it really allows us to lean on some of the best practices in the industry to hopefully put us in a position where we can reduce risk, and if need be, we could also outsource that to somebody who is much more mission capable, like a managed service provider, a managed security service provider, or an MSP or an MSSP. And I say that because most of us that are in this town are very familiar with the NIST and the risk management framework. So being able to, have a guide that shows us how to apply controls, first categorize them, then selecting controls, implementing controls, having an assessment on those controls, getting to an authorization component, and then having that cyclic approach of continuous monitoring really puts us in a position to be very successful. And it's not just based off of this one type of framework, the risk management framework. Really, any of these frameworks can be implemented and given us guidance on how we should use standard or best practices to enable the controls within our organization. And so I say that because it's important for us to know that. You're not going to see just risk management framework questions on your exam. You may have many of the frameworks that show up on your exam, and I will give you specifics here later on this afternoon.